Cabinet's up on 4 legs. It's wired, it's built. It's not quite on the level of what I would normally do, but it's way farther than I thought I was gonna go with this particular job. Everything's wired neatly, nickel plated stuff in place of all that corroded hardware. Got the proper labels for this one. And that's pretty much it. So the next move will be sanding and polishing the playfield, and I'll start putting that together. I think I'm gonna get the ramps today. I'm looking forward to seeing those, and I think I'll be wrapping this up this week. We'll see. All right, let's sand and polish this playfield. Put this thing together. Rub this polish off here, clean this thing up, and start putting it together. This was supposed to take me like two days. I've been working on this thing for about 3 weeks. I did get a couple other games done in the meantime, but this should have been quick and easy. All right, here are the final results of the playfield restoration. Went on a little bit longer. I like the shoe lane. It was good. Still got a pretty nice natural look when you get the reflections off of it. Did a good job camouflaging all that ground and dirt without ruining the natural wood grain and ply graduations. This area right here, this turned out really good. I mean, that was worn all the way through, so that looks good. Looks just like the other side. Ball drop wear, looks good. No issues. All the dithering and the fades look nice and natural. Nothing jumps out at me. This fade turned out really good. Drop target holes look great. These two weren't too bad. I mean, I still had to resize them and repaint them. But these two in particular had some wear, and this one especially was chewed up. Ramp flap wear is looking really nice right there. It's going to be under the ramp, but still, it looks good. Mine hole turned out great. No more ramp flap there. That was actually several colors. It was worn through in a lot of areas. This area looks good. The loop wear is gone. All the fades and transitions look natural. The jet bumper wear over here from the kick out, gone. So we got a pretty nice playfield to put back in the game now. And obviously it went a lot deeper than it was supposed to, but I'm gonna start assembling it. That's pretty much all there is to it. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to start T-nutting the playfield, as I often do. Now I don't have to worry about using a special tool or anything on these because they're just going back in the old slots. And this uses a small case T-nuts. And a really nice solid table. That helps a lot when it comes to driving these in like this. Okay, didn't take me long to build this back up. The reason for that is I went through so much of it, you know, prior to tearing it down, thinking I was just going to shop it out, so I didn't have as much ahead of me, and I didn't do quite as thorough of a job of rewiring everything like I normally would. It just wasn't that kind of job. I did replace all the switches with the hoop style switches. I did polish all the slingshot switches and put them on plugs, replace the targets, just a few things, a few nickel plated parts, just a version, a light version of what I would normally do. And it looks great, it powers up, everything's good. So the next thing I'm gonna do is start worrying about the ramps, and that's gonna probably be the point of interest. Okay, let's see what it takes to turn a remake ramp into the traditional ramp. So I've already taken these 2 sensor switches off of here. They all have these different switches. I wish I could use these, I really do. I know these would be better, but what can you do? What can you do? I can't reinvent the wheel. So we got 2 different versions of the ramp decals. I kind of like this one better. I'm super tempted to leave this on here, but then again I think to myself, well, I don't really know if that's the right thing to do. I'm trying to build an original. So what I'm gonna do, let me open up this box. This is the box I got from Australia. Okay, I'll leave that one. I had a set of these. Yeah, I got a set of these. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna put these back. All right, let's see. So what needs to happen here? Let's see. I need to be able to put this bracket on here. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit shallow, but I think I can get it on there. I'm also gonna need to drill 2 more holes right here so I can rivet the bracket for this, for the sensor on there. So first things first, I guess I'll go ahead and take this decal off. It's a good looking decal. I hate to do it, but I want it to be correct. Glue off of there. You wipe that down with something else, water base. All right, put the decal on here. Okay, now we have a new ramp, that's good. Now, to deal with what's left, let's see. Let me just see if I can get a sense of if I can squeeze this on here. It's gonna be a little bit tighter because the other one uses a other one has a little bit more of a sidewall to it, but I think I can squeeze this on here. Might have to use a washer and really kind of clamp it on there, but I'll figure it out. I'll get it straight. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me see if I can just clean this or not. Sometimes you can just clean it and it will look perfectly fine. Let me see if I can rivet this on here. All right, I'm back at it now. I had to do a lot of things. All right, let me see where I'm at. So I have got this riveted on. Real tight right there. I could not put a washer on there, but it's good and secure. But other than that, no problems. Looks fine. Put this on there. There's the first replacement ramp modified inside. Let's see if the switches work. That one's good. Let me get a ball to check the other one. All right, that sounded good. All right, I think we're gonna be good. We'll bolt that down, we'll do the next one. So here's where we're at. I've got, obviously, the playfield in there, everything's built up. I have these remake ramps, and I've done a full conversion of these to make them where you can use them on an original game. It's mostly a process of converting their sensor type switches back to the roll over or under switches or the magnetic reed switches that are present on the original. It's a little bit more complicated than I thought it'd be, but it's fine. It's been good. So I'll do one of those in front of you, and we're gonna be finishing this thing up. It's leaving here tomorrow, so we're pretty close. Let me get you over here. Okay, I'm gonna go over in detail what's involved here. So here's the original waterfall ramp, and it did have these two brackets. I've drilled these off, but it did have these two brackets, and these two brackets hold the switches, and the ball rolls under the switches and activates the switch. So here's the remake ramp, and I've already taken the magnetic reed switches, or I don't know if they're really magnetic reed switches. I think they are, but it uses a switch like this, and it screws on, and the ball rolls over it, and it knows it's there. So I don't have any ability to convert this game to that, and I wouldn't anyway. But so there's the difference. Now, what I run into with this is I have a little bit more of a sidewall on the original ramp, so it's easier to drill and rivet the bracket on an original ramp. And when we get down here, we don't have any sidewall at all, whereas we had one before. So I removed those switches. There was one here, and now I need to rivet this on here some kind of way to where when the ball rolls through here, it activates this switch, and there's not a whole lot of sidewall to deal with. It might not even be enough to rivet it on there, but we're gonna figure that out. So I'm gonna drill this from the back side here. Pop this off so it sits nice and flat. Very little sidewall to deal with here, but I got some backup plans if this doesn't work, but I think I can make it work. Yeah, it looks pretty good. This one's a little bit better. Got a little bit more room to play with, but not a lot. All right, got the holes in here. Now let's see about riveting these brackets on. Here we go. This is the remake ramp, and it's been modified to work in the traditional game. So I'll place this on there, and we'll take a look at that. Let's do the train ramp. This is the last ramp I've got, and then I got just a couple little bits and pieces, and this thing will be done. Let me turn this off. I just put the waterfall ramp in and tested it. Everything's good. So this comes with this gate, also part of the assembly, which I think would actually go, maybe when they do it, they fish it under here like this. That's a pretty cool idea. But just different wiring and stuff in general. Different connectors, just different. But all the hardware is the same. Now, this one still uses the mechanical switches, so what I'm gonna need to do is add diodes and just make sure that I'm not gonna rewire this thing. I think it looks pretty good like it is. I kinda like the color wires that they use. I think they're gonna blend in fine. I'm not opposed to doing it, just don't need to. And this is gonna fish down in the back, so this one's good. Let me grab the original and see how much of a difference there is. Way to go with that. So everything looks about the same. They don't have these little ball trap things. Those pretty easy to transfer. So they're dropping, from the factory, they're dropping this wire along the back. And I'm not quite sure what this goes to. I'm gonna look and see what that goes to. This goes to the train. So I'll need to figure out a way to tap the train switch. Shouldn't be too hard. So that lets me know what I need, right? So let me see how they've got theirs. Put this up here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rework the wiring a little bit and make all this work. Okay, I had a phone call. Here's the train ramp. Everything's reconfigured. It's got diodes on it now, on the switches that is. Everything has been adapted so I can use their wiring, and it's extended. And I don't think I'm having any problems. The only thing I still need to do is, and I think this is gonna actually make it look nicer anyway, but you know, I have this long run of wire where they're basically chaining off of this wire and another one in order to plug the train ramp switch. That's this right here. So the train home switch is tapped in there. I'm gonna redo all this and run an extended wiring through the same hole that this motor cable runs through and tuck it all in tight, and then I'm gonna join them under the playfield. So originally it's tapping it right here. This is a 4-pin connector. All right, I'm gonna see what I got going on under here. Different, but I think everything's gonna work out. So this will be the flasher, that's fine, tuck that away later. Now normally these wires are all coming out right here. So I got two flashers, it looks like. It's probably for something I haven't put on yet, but one's that and one's that. All right, now we got the provision. I can run that wire down under there. hook some other stuff up in a minute, but let's test to make sure these switches register and they don't create a short. Okay, we're all set there. That's good. All right, man, we gotta fast forward so fast through this. I hate to do that. I don't know how I'm gonna piece all this together, but here it is, it's done. And, you know, I'm not in a time crunch, but the person's coming to get it tomorrow. So I guess I'm kind of in a time crunch. I mean, I didn't rush through the job. I got it done. You know, it was real straightforward. It's for a local guy, and it's like, okay, got this thing done. It's gonna rain Friday, tomorrow's Thursday, so I'm like, yeah, maybe you should come get it tomorrow. So I don't have a lot of time to kind of button this up after the series of videos I did on it, but you know, it looks great, man. I'm gonna turn it off. We'll take a quick look at it best we can. Go over a few details. These are the only cards I had for it. They look pretty good, but we're just gonna look it over real quick. Just pretty much factory style build on this. Factory color rubbers, these replacement ramps. Man, was I glad to get those. They look so nice. I mean, there's a lot of changes and rewiring and stuff to make them work, but I mean, it can definitely be done. And if you have a Cactus Canyon with smash ramps, like most of them are, you don't have a lot of choices. So that was great. Playfield looks tremendous. If I can find enough energy in myself, it's getting a little bit late, I would like to go and cut some Mylars that are gonna be a perfect kind of bordering around the drop targets. I don't really want to put the clippies in there. I don't like all that stainless steel everywhere. I did use it in the mine hole. You can see it right there, my little homemade one, but you'll also see I put a strip of Mylar on there that I cut, and it gives it a real nice, like, kind of flawless transition between on the Mylar to the clippy, so you don't have that speed bump that you get. I put these lighted jet bumper ring type things on there. This has been nickel plated. I had to cut a notch out of the bumper cap. You can't see it, but I had to cut a notch out of the bumper cap because when you're using these lighted rings, the cap doesn't sit as far down, so it's up a little bit. I could, you know, I think it's right. It's as good as it's gonna get. But you don't notice it from back here. It looks nice. And that's pretty much it. So that's what I was able to accomplish with this thing. My quick and easy shop out job. Okay, let's throw a game on here.
Welcome to There's a bad guy out there.
Hit that bad guy. I didn't like to get beat anyway. I like how you ride that horse.
There's a bounty just waiting for you. Never catch up. You're messing with the wrong hombre.
Nice shooting.
I'm gonna shoot my initials in you, lawman.
Lock his lips.
What do you think you're doing, Pilgrim? with me, will ya? I'm done for. Okay, son, let's go and fight. Ready, set, go! They walk like flyers. Congratulations, partner.
Nice shooting. Congratulations, partner.
Your bounty, friend. Congratulations.
Amazing. My burrow can shoot better than that.
This calls for a drink. Bounty lit. Those lost boys are robbing the bank. Vote Cheatham.